MovieWeb.com.
I'm wondering, how does being impotent on the eve of a nuclear holocaust sort of speak to the themes of the story that we're seeing presented? And you could all, I guess, answer.
You can speak about impotence if you'd
please
like.
speak.
I think you should just jump right in there.
Well, you know, I'll take it. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't really get more basic than a man, you know, the symbol of manhood and not being able to perform. And truthfully, that was what was so exciting to play, because it was such a you know, a definite thing, you know. It was a very, you knew the arc, you knew what he wanted to get back. He cannot perform, he wants to perform, and that's his identity and gives him his strength. So it was, you know, and luckily we have the culmination of that scene in the owl ship to go, oh, thank God it works. So it was pretty, yeah, I didn't really think about the nuclear holocaust aspect of it, though.
Well, I guess to me it came when, like, the dream sequence right after, and I was like thinking, God, that's a horrible thing to be impotent right when the whole world blows up.
Yeah, your last chance.
Your last chance, I guess.
Yeah.
But it kind of goes and speaks about what is actually going on in the rest of the film. So it's a pretty important scene.
Yeah, no,
so,
I agree.
Well, talking with you guys before about this film, it seemed like each of you had said that it was really important to find a bit of humanity inside the suits that you were wearing. I'm wondering if you could speak a little bit to that. Like you said, it was like important to find like the lifting of the goggles, just that like 1 second.
Well, I think that's all really from the you know, the artwork in the graphic novel. You try to, you know, luckily you're dealing with, when you're talking about a story that deconstructed the superhero, so you have those frames where, yeah, the goggles are up, the cowl is off, and I just haven't really seen that, you know, with the exception of one shot I remember in Dark Knight of Christian there holding the mask. You don't see a lot of getting into the suit, getting out of it. So that's the one thing that we really wanted to do with this one.
You know what I found really interesting is that, you know, since my character is forced into crime fighting, you know, this is sort of an outfit actually that her mother has picked for her, and throughout the process of, which is crazy,
it's a complicated
but
mother.
throughout the process of filming, you know, the first few weeks or month or so, you know, it was really sort of uncomfortable and trying to figure out how to do the fight moves and the heels and the, you know, and after a while, you know, towards the 6th month, it was clockwork putting it on, and so, and that's sort of Laurie's journey throughout the film as well. It's sort of finding her own, you know, her own independence and figuring out who she is, and so it kind of consecutively went with me getting comfortable with the outfit as well. So you kind of live through. I think that's in anything that you put on, anything that you do, the way you present yourself.
Yeah, no, it really, it's interesting too, because this movie is so much about, and the graphic novel about humanity and the relationship to each other as human beings, and certainly as Sally I needed to represent certainly a huge level of humanity in terms of somebody who is really disheartened by her life, as in direct contrast to these guys who are sort of finding that for themselves. But even, you know, Dr. Manhattan and Laurie's relationship, we have this kind of you know, people, how connected are you to your humanity and others' humanity, or how much are you not able to connect to other human beings? And he's having a hard time doing that as he has become Dr. Manhattan too. So I think it's all of the humanity is incredibly important in this film for all of us to bring to it. Otherwise, it kind of doesn't make sense, because that's really at the core of what the movie is.